Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of the FinTech Hunting Podcast. I am super excited about our next guest. He's a tech visionary, he's a thought leader, he's a video marketing guru, and longtime industry friend. Please help me welcome to the show, Joe Wilson, founder and CEO of Social Coach. Joe, welcome.
Michael, thanks, dude. That's such a really wonderful and exciting welcome. And you're such a great dude in the industry I've known forever. And it's a pleasure to be here with you on this podcast today.
Well, thank you. It is great to be with you. Got to see you a couple of weeks ago in Scottsdale at the gathering. It was so nice to reconnect. You showed me your awesome technology. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, but I know you just got back from the Innovators Conference. I just got done speaking this afternoon at the Michigan Mortgage Lenders Association luncheon. Why are these events, in your opinion, so important?
Look, I think our industry, being mortgage industry, mortgage and real estate, I suppose, it's such a personal business, and everybody who operates these organizations is operating as if they are actually working in their respective fields. So us as, vendor kind of partners of these lenders and real estate brokerages, we have to work with them the way that they want to be worked with, right? Or the way that they work with their end client. And in the end, mortgage and real estate are people businesses, and people want to do business with people, not with corporations. And I think these in-person gatherings, as it were, or conferences, are really important because this is the way that we get to know people and the way that we want to do business with people that we like to do business with. And so, there's just something that can't be done on a Zoom meeting, on a podcast, or whatever, where you're kind of just riffing off the side of out in a hallway, or just talking about different things. That good ideas and great relationships come to play. So I love the in-person meetings.
Great insights. And we both obviously are very passionate about video and leveraging online. And what I find is they don't need to be mutually exclusive.
Right.
I find the in-person relationships are so much stronger when I do it right online. And when we've already connected, and when we've interacted and we've engaged, that when I see people, it's a big hug, it's a huge handshake. Even if it's somebody you haven't met in person before, it's like a long lost friend.
Dude, you're so right. And actually, this is what I tell people all the time is like, this is why you have to do personal content online as well. Because I know you do so much, and I post a lot about my kids and all the different hobbies that we have. And when I see people that I haven't seen for a long time, or even meet new people that I just know online, and I meet them in person for the first time, we already have an instant connection. They already know everything about me. And so what it does is it gives people the opportunity to come and talk to you that might not normally talk to you about something that they already know about you. And it gives, there's instant conversation potential when people want to talk about the vanity plates that I posted. They I'm like, I always see vanity plates as I drive around town here, or, about my son who does dive, or being at the beach and watching sunsets, whatever it is. You have connections with people because of the content that you create, the content that you post. And so think of it that way, is like you're giving people a reason, an excuse to come talk to you.
Well, and I couldn't agree more. It so elevates the relationship. And like you said, then people feel comfortable coming to talk to you, and they're like, hey, I saw you posted that. Oh, I see you're a fan of this college. They may hate that college, but it gives them something that they feel comfortable to talk to you about.
Yeah.
So
I don't mind roasting about Notre Dame, like whatever the case is, it's just fun to do.
Exactly. So give me some key takeaways. What were some key takeaways for Mortgage Innovators?
Yeah, so Mortgage Innovators is actually going on today and yesterday. And, one of the things I'll share with you about Mortgage Innovators is it's a really cool conference that the California MBA puts on. And a lot of folks are talking right now about the interconnectivity between different platforms that are out there, right? And this is a main hurdle that a lot of lenders specifically are struggling with, and really any company as they're trying to employ different softwares across the board, is how are these platforms all working together in order to create an ecosystem that works for lenders, and do it in a way that's not mutually exclusive, because, I, as lender A, might want to work with, these three vendors together, but this one wants to work with one of them out of the three, and, want to input in someone else. And it's it's a struggle for a lot of people to balance the needs that they have as an organization with what's available out there in the marketplace that works with their existing platforms or ones that they want to work with in the future. So I think we're going to see a lot more companies in the next couple months and years really focus more on the partnership based businesses and how we can work together to create just the best platforms for the lenders.
And when we do that, it delivers a much better experience, not just for the borrower, but also for the internal users who are using those technology tools. So many times people invest in technology and then they have very low user adoption. They haven't done a good job getting it up to speed. People haven't bought in. They like this other solution. They weren't part of the selection committee. And when you start looking at, from the MBA statistics that a lot of the IMBs are losing 2-3 grand alone, they can't sustain that. At the end of the day, maybe you can weather it for 6 months, maybe you can weather it for a year, but you can't weather that for 2 years, 4 years, 6 years. And to your point about having that technology interconnect and seamlessly work with one another is going to be absolutely critical. I love that takeaway, and I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to share too, just really quickly, is I had the pleasure of getting to speak to a group of future leaders. So the California MBA has a future leaders program, and I got asked to come and speak at that. And as someone who had gone through the program over a decade ago through just the Mortgage Bankers Association, not CMBA, but it was really cool to see this group of young individuals who want to grow inside of our space. There's not a lot of people who grow up thinking, I really want to be in the mortgage industry, but those of us that fall into it, and make a really good space for it, there's so much opportunity in mortgage banking, in technology, in real estate, and prop tech that I think is so such a rich place for so many people who want to take advantage of it. And I would say the future is really bright with those that are coming up in the ranks right now. So it was really cool to see.
Well, first of all, thank you for giving back, because it is so critical. We're not getting any younger. When I got in the industry, believe it or not, I actually had some hair.
Yeah.
And I'll share one quick story, and then people will really know how old I am. When I first got into the mortgage space, only executives at the tech vendor I worked at had internet access.
That's hilarious.
So I
Yeah.
mean, it has evolved, and more importantly than anything, it has been a great industry for us. Yes, there's struggles. Yes, we've got to grind it out some years, but all in all, it's provided me and our families incredible opportunities. So it's great to see that next generation, this future leaders, really take hold. They bring a different perspective. They bring a different outlook. Tech to them is very intuitive.
Yep.
They've grown up on mobile devices, and they don't go to a bank to do any of their banking. It's all online. They've never stepped foot into a bank or into a credit union. They don't really want to meet with an LO,
That's right.
right? At
Oh,
least
Michael, I got a really funny story for you.
go
We got to do
ahead.
this. I think it's really timely. Back in the early 2000s, I was working for a company called MortgageBot, which I know you know, but they were the pioneer in the online 1003 space, and if that's even a term anymore. Now we could just call it POS, but at the time that's what we called it, right? The online 1003. And for those that don't know, that's the loan application. But I'm pretty sure anyone who's listening to your podcast knows that. But I, being a real young guy, had probably the worst territory out there, which I thought that was best because I loved it. But it was a tough market, and I was selling to the community, so really really small banks and credit unions in Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas, and Oklahoma. And one time I kind of created this little road trip in rural part of Texas, and set up a bunch of different meetings. I was meeting with this bank, and went there and had the whole pitch ready to go, asked a bunch of questions. They actually took me out to lunch and walked me around town, and that made me introduced me to all these people. It was a really fun time. We get back to the office, and the guy goes, "Joe, I really hoped you enjoyed this time getting to know us and our community. But, in terms of what you're offering, we just don't think this whole internet thing is going to stick around. So our clients want to come meet us face to face. They're not going to go online and do anything." And I'm like, All right. I mean, I think you're wrong, but I think that to transition this, I think we're seeing the same thing right now with social media. And I think there's a lot of lenders who want to bury their heads in the sand thinking that, hey, I'm not going to get leads from social media. Business is not being done on there. It's just for the young kids on the TikTok, dancing on videos and stuff. Our clients will never go on social media looking for information. That's completely false. And there are a bunch of early adopters that we're seeing out there that are having a lot of success. I even know a lot of, this is not I hate to bring this up, but we've got lenders that are on our platform that are saying they're getting 40% of their business from social media. Like that's not just one or two people. That's like hundreds of people at this point. So the time is now to be adopting this type of technology and thinking about consumer preference the way that we did in the early 2000s about the internet.
Joe, I couldn't agree with you more. Whether it's video, whether it's social media, whether it's AI, we can't stick our head in the ground and just hope it's going to go away. It's not.
Yeah.
And so the people that are going to win are the people that lean in, the people that grow and foster those relationships. And that's a perfect lead in, because I was so impressed when we were out at when we were out at the gathering, you had a chance to show me your incredible tool at Social Coach. Tell me about it. Tell our listeners about it, because as I coach thousands of loan officers, I think one of the biggest challenges is I don't know how to shoot video. I don't know how to add captions. I don't know how to do it. And they always lead with, Michael, I know I need to. I just don't know how to get going. And I think you have an incredible solution for those people. Tell us about it.
Yeah, thank you. That means the world to me for you to say that, and especially for coming from with like you that has a lot of experience creating video content and working with lenders, thousands of lenders, individual and at the corporate scale. I think what we've done is tried to listen to the needs of individual loan officers, marketing managers, and compliance officers to create a platform that helps to create video content and social media content at scale, but specifically and more importantly, video content, because let's face it, that's the only thing that's really working on social media these days. The days of just posting flyers on socials is gone away. You can't really do that. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, they're not going to show that type of content if they recognize it's more of just a sales pitch. They want to see you, your face, your name. They want to hear your stories like we're talking about today. They want to know more about how to hear from you to educate and entertain their masses, to keep them locked in on those platforms. That's the whole goal of it, right? And as you mentioned, loan officers across the board, they say the same thing. I know I got to do this. I know I need to be on there, but I don't know what to say. I don't know how to record it. I don't know how to edit my videos to make it look professional. And then if I do all that, I'm going to spend hours doing that. And then I forget to post it. And that's what Social Coach really resolves for the individual loan officer. I think it's the heart of what you're getting at, is those loan officers who want to improve their presence online, want to connect with those real estate agents and other referral partners and consumers in their specific markets. They can do that. So Social Coach has an app that allows those loan officers to use our timely, relevant video scripts that we come up with new ones every single week as we scrape the web for top performing posts and articles that are happening out there. And we've got a whole team of creative writers and content designers and things like that on our staff that then take all that, and we give you good hooks. We have you a whole script that you can choose from, a script that you want to talk about. Inside the app, you can record it. And we've got a teleprompter that you can read right from it, and it doesn't even look like you're reading because it's at eye level. And then you record it right there in the app, and then it'll get sent to our video editors. We have a whole full video editing team that takes it, adds the dynamic captions, the emojis, the B-roll, the music. And then we're connected to your social media accounts, where then it can get directly posted out to those platforms for you. So we've taken all the stress of what to say, how to edit and actually post it. And all you have to do is choose which one you want, and then speak into the camera, read some lines. That's it.
Joe, I absolutely love it, because I think when I talk to these loan officers, like, Michael, I didn't get in the business to be a marketing video production person. I don't have time to do all of this. And I think when you can eliminate those excuses, and more importantly, make it easy. The example that comes to mind, and again, I'm dating myself a little bit, it just must be one of those days where when MP3s first came out.
Yeah.
Oh, you could load thousands of songs. Well, great. I had one and I couldn't freaking get any songs on the damn thing, so it was worthless. And then one Christmas, magic struck. I got this thing called an iPod.
Yeah.
And within 2 minutes, I had hundreds of songs loaded, songs from college, all of this other stuff loaded because it was a great user experience. And I think part of how you really caught magic and lightning in the bottle is you made it super easy for people to use that solution. And like you said, they can read the script, they can do the videotape, it gives them timely content. So that excuse is gone, that excuse is gone. It puts the captions, it puts the music, it auto posts to them. Shit, what else are you complaining about? Get out there and start getting in front of people. Talk to me then, because it's great for the loan officer, but I know there's some heads of marketing on here. There's some compliance officers saying, oh, hold on, Joe. I can't just let all of my LOs do whatever the hell they want. It can't be the Wild West.
Yeah.
How do you approach that as well?
Yeah, man, you can't do anything in this space without compliance. And it's a tale as old as time. The triangle of struggle between sales, so loan officers, marketing, and compliance about getting the right content out, being able to say what they want to say, the timeliness of it, but also the compliance of it. Is it legal to say what you're saying? So what we've done is, because this is an enterprise solution, we allow compliance teams to kind of set the guardrails, right? Think of like a bumper lanes in a bowling alley. You can say whatever you want to say, as long as you don't say these specific things. And so what we do is we have proactive compliance filtering built in there that the compliance team sets up, the words and phrases that are like sometimes okay, sometimes not okay, depending on the context, and words and phrases that are never okay. And they set those up, and we've worked with top compliance minds in the country to help kind of give a starting point for a lot of companies that don't have that set up already. But what we do is, for the captions that go out, before it goes out, it kind of goes through that process of making sure that it's okay. It's all on the fly. It's all automated. But now also what we're doing with video content was we're using AI to transcribe what's actually being said. And before it gets posted, we're also running that transcript through that compliance filter as well, and even OCR scraping of the imagery. So if I'm holding up, I guarantee it, but I'm saying I don't guarantee it, and all these kind of things, we're going to catch that. We're going to make sure that everything that goes out is going to be compliant to your specific standards. So it's really important to have that. You can't have a video strategy, especially when it's scale at a company, without having compliance built in.
I absolutely love that. So again, what you guys have really done is listen to the loan officers. You've addressed their frustrations. They can instantly start getting video out there, having a presence, because that's what borrowers are looking for. They're doing their research on all of these social platforms well before they ever pick up the phone to talk to you. To be honest with you, they really don't want to pick up the phone and talk to the loan officer unless they have to.
That's right.
I talk about this all the time. Well, my daughters were home for Christmas and it was time to order some pizza and I was busy doing something. I'm like, hey, they picked a different pizzeria to go to because they had a better mobile app and they didn't have to talk to anybody.
That's right. That's right.
That's the way it is today. And so for the loan officers to think they can put their head in the sand and not do video and not start putting themselves out there, that's not going to work. For the marketing managers, the compliance teams that say, yeah, but we've got to have some guardrails. You've got that built in. I absolutely love it. One of the questions I have for you, and you and I could keep talking tech forever. You're welcome back anytime.
I love it.
How do people get a hold of you? How do they get a chance to see this? I want to make sure that for all of the loan officers, all the marketing managers out there that have a chance to see this great technology and how simple and easy it is to use.
Yeah, thanks. Head to socialcoach.io, not .com, but socialcoach.io. And you can check it out there. We've got a lot of information out there, some examples. You can reach out to me directly if you'd like, at joe@socialcoach.io. You can text me. My number is 949-723-9634. Find me on Instagram, on LinkedIn. I would love to connect with each and every one of you. I think that's important. Actually, do connect with me on Instagram and on LinkedIn, because look, as Michael said earlier, that's the way that we really get to know each other. And, at the heart of this, we really do want to get to know you, and we want to work with you, and we want to help you really win on social.
I love it. It is about those connections. Like we've talked about, we've known each other for a long time. I
Yeah.
was talking barbecue with someone today
Ah,
at the luncheon. And yes, I know all of the people listening from Texas and Austin. Franklin is probably the best. But I have to admit that many years ago, one of my favorite barbecue spots was with you in Utah.
oh
So
yeah.
thank you for that. That was an outstanding meal. And have you found any great barbecue where you're at in California now?
Oh yeah, there's a Michelin rated spot in San Juan Capistrano just right down the road from us called Heritage Barbecue. It's just phenomenal. You can't go wrong. It's Texas style and they do it right for sure.
Well, next time I'm out there, we will have to definitely get some barbecue. I look forward to
Yeah.
that. Joe, I know you and I are going to be doing some coaching sessions
Yeah.
together. I look forward for the opportunity for that, and I know we'll be seeing each other at conferences. But I can't thank you enough for sharing. I think it's an incredible tool. If you guys haven't seen it, if you haven't experienced it, go check out Social Coach. They're doing some incredible things. Joe, thank you so much for being a guest on this episode of the FinTech Hunting Podcast.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it, man. Talk soon.